today we're going to go through our first Q&A session. I had a question in about being self-conscious in the gym. How do I go into the gym and lift weights without being self-conscious? Particularly prevalent, I think, in women going into the weights area when there's some big guys in there throwing some weights around. And so how do you go about not being self-conscious when you're doing that? And I think my background, again, as I said before, is that I was not a gym buff when I was younger. I was more into my hockey and football and just sports. So was very skinny. So when I went into the gym for the first time, I was extremely self-conscious, didn't really know what I was doing. I think there's a couple of things that you have to remember, and again, sometimes it is just going through that. You know, lots of people just go through that, and the more you go in, the more comfortable you become. It's just like anything you do in life. The more you do it, the better you become at it, the more comfortable you become. I think the other thing to remember as well is that most people in the gym are not going to be looking at you. It feels like they are, but most people are in the gym, they're doing their own thing, they're not going to be looking at you, and if they are, they're not going to be making judgments about you. They just often, when people look at other people, it might be because they're doing something that they like the look of. They look, an exercise, they're thinking, oh, that might be quite a good exercise to do. So it's very rare that someone's going to be judging people in the gym. Most people who are in the gym are, at the end of the day, in there because they want to improve themselves, because they want to get better. So they're not those sorts of people that are going to be massively judgmental. The other thing I think is that often it's knowing what you're doing and feeling like you're not knowing what you're doing, more so than actually feeling like other people are looking at you. It's that internal thought of, they're looking at me and I don't know what I'm doing. I think when you're confident that you do know what you're doing, actually you don't care if people look at you because you know what you're doing. So you're quite comfortable in that. And I think it's that other situation where you're not comfortable that people have a problem. So I think the other thing would be to learn, to speak to people in the gym who know what they're talking about. Send questions into this channel, look at this channel. There's going to be lots of videos on technique and how you do specific exercises. Ask me if you want to know how to do specific things. And I think learn the correct technique for exercises, because I think the biggest thing, if people do look at other people in the gym, it's A, as I said before, because they like the look of what they're doing, or B, because they're doing something with such terrible technique that people are generally worried about their health, or they're thinking, well, that's horrible technique. And I would be a liar if I said I hadn't looked at people in the gym and thought that's just horrific technique, and often had gone over and tried to give them alternatives. Again, another tip for people out there: if you are going to go up to people and give them advice, most people, myself included, don't necessarily like being told what to do. So it's better to go up and maybe say, oh, I've got another couple of ways you could do that, or I've got some slightly different technique on that lift if you'd like me to show you, and give them the option. If they don't, then they don't. But yeah, so I think that going back to the original point, that being more competent with the lifts is going to make you feel much less self-conscious. And the other thing is that realising that you are where you are now, and I think having that realisation that it doesn't matter what other people are doing. I think a lot of the thing as well is that we are self-conscious because we're looking at other people and comparing ourselves constantly to those other people. And I think if you can just concentrate on where you are now and where your mini goals of where you want to get to, then I think that will make you feel much less worried about other people and what other people are thinking of you, because you're just concentrating on what you're doing at that time. The other thing is get some good music that you can just literally switch off to and do your routine. If you're doing that, then you're not sitting around looking around. I think if you know exactly what you're doing in the gym, you're not going to be sat there looking around and worrying about what other people might be saying. So yeah, I think becoming comfortable with the technique of the lifts, realisation of where you are now, realising that not many people are going to be looking at you, and if anything, they're looking at you because they maybe like the sorts of training that you're doing. Getting in there and doing it more often is a huge thing as well. So just get in there, do it more, because then you'll be more competent, and when you're more competent, you're going to be more confident. When you're more confident, you're not going to care that other people are looking at you. Hope that helps, guys. Any questions or any comments, please leave them in the YouTube comments section, and I will speak to you all on the next show. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, then please give us a like and subscribe by clicking up here. Also, don't forget to go over to strengthphysio.com and check out our members area, which has basically got our full library of all of our videos. You can get there by going to strengthphysio.com/members. Hopefully I'll see you on the site, and I'll talk to you all soon.